Alright, today's project is a pretty awesome conference table. The materials are black walnut and maple. The maple is in two layers. The first layer, 3/4 inch, has connections for electronics and whatnot, and then the insert, removable insert, 1.5 inch, and we've got black walnut on both sides. You've got your metal work for support. It's very heavy. It's a very heavy top. And here's the top view. You can see that well, this isn't quite right, so we will quickly, if my computer will catch up. Take a copy of this over here. The grain is actually matched. So it looks more like this, with the features of the wood lined up. And let's take a look at the wood. Sandoval slabs. Let's see, here we go. So this proved very difficult. We've only got 21 inches here, and according to the design, it was bigger at the end. And we don't actually have 21 inches, because you see this slopes in. We're short about 2¼ inches, so really we're under 19 on that end. And then it takes a nice little curve for us and opens up to material that we can use. But unfortunately, this was determinant in my final result, and you can see the features are matched on both sides of the slab here, and this one's much easier to work with at 25 inches. It's very nice, heavy material, hard. You know, black walnut is a tough wood to work with because it's so resinous. But once it's done, it'll last forever. Alright, now to the video processing. Okay, so I heard this song a couple months ago and told myself I was gonna stick it in my next video. From Down the Road, track number 6, here's Van Morrison. I'd like to thank Wendell Zuber, my father-in-law, for shooting this video while I was had my hands full. Speaking of hands, Wendell, your finger, move it!
You ride the trains and went back home to St. Clair Shores before you became a spark down at the yard. You were passing through those hungry years alone. You were just trying to make a living out in Detroit. When you came back off the boat, you didn't want to go anywhere. You sit down at TV and you...
So my first operation, nice and steady. Want to check the tool paths and make sure we're not going into the table. We are too deep here, but my math could have been better. I am cleaning up the edges, corners, making sure we don't have a awful blowout that completely screws an expensive piece of wood. This is how it's done, boys and girls.
To the shipyard in the morning on your bike. Well, the spark was gone, but you carried on. You always did the best you could. You sent for us once, but everything fell through. But you still kept on chopping wood, chopping wood. just us like it. And you live the life of quiet desperation on the side. Going to the shipyard in the morning on your back.
Okay, this is the first cut. We're going to go around in 3 passes and size the workpiece. Make sure that we don't have any unforeseen catastrophes.
Kept on chopping wood.
Chopping wood.
Kept on chopping wood.
Chopping wood.
Look, old man chops wood.
Chopping wood.
You know that's the best you could.
Chopping wood.
When everything just fell through.
Chopping wood.
Kept on chopping wood. Chop, 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 chop. Keep on chopping. Chop, 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 chopping wood.
All right, this machine is built by my former employer Anderson, Taiwanese machine with Fanuc controller, really tough as nails. This particular unit has been through a fire and literally got run over by a tornado. And it still kicks ass. Let's continue with Van Morrison, one of my favorite tracks from the late 60s, from Astral Weeks, Sweet Thing. Here we have begun the final pass. Like I said, could have gone a bit deeper, a bit faster, but slow and steady wins the race.
And I'll show out the ferry boats and they'll get high on the blue ocean against tomorrow's sky.
Now this is not advisable, only under hip-hop supervision.
I will never grow so old again. And I will walk and talk in gardens all wet with rain. Oh, oh. Sweet thing, sweet thing. Yeah. Sweet thing. I shall drive my chariot down your streets and cry. Oh, it's beyond dynamite and I don't know why. And you shall take me strongly in your arms again. And I wonder might remember that I ever felt the pain. We shall walk and talk in gardens all misty wet, a misty wet with rain down. And I will never grow so old again. Ooh, 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 the sweet thing.
This looks to be the final pass. I'm taking just a hair off of the entire width of the cut. All in all, the cycle time on this piece was about 45 minutes. I could have probably cut that down to 30 for next time.
The kind of star that shine in your eyes. That's just to dig it all, not to wonder, that's just right. And I'll be satisfied not to read them between the lines.
High performance machining.
You know, we're walking, talking gardens on wet with rain. You know, we'll never, ever, ever, ever grow so old.
Oh, my bad. This here is the finished pass. I don't want to re-record this, so this is that.
Sweet pain. Oh,
Bellissimo.
sugar baby. Sweet thing. Sugar baby. Sugar baby, sugar baby. What is champagne I had?
And here, about around here, is where the battery dies. Alright, so let's finish up by picking up where the battery died. Got some pictures. Operation pics. Okay, we can see here how sweet this turned out. I'm really impressed myself on this one. Now this is just set up against the board here, of course. You know, it's not perfectly aligned at the end, but take my word for it, it lines up absolutely, positively, perfectly. And you can see there is a very minimal gap. I mean, minimal is an understatement. In between this joint here, and like I said, it's not even put together yet. There are about 350 or so points on each one of these arcs. If you count the top and bottom, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have another one of these, which is 9, 10, 11, 12. Times 350, somewhere around 4,000. So you have 4,000 points that have to meet up, and each one does. You know, that's 4,000 points. Try to do that with your Home Depot router. So 4,000 points. The tolerance between each one is 0.007. You know, I haven't done the math, but that's roughly 150th of an inch. Pretty damn tight. Here's the other side, just set up here. It's hugging it very sweetly. Just perfect. I can't look at this enough, and I'm proud of this one. So let's we'll come back to this in a minute. Let's get back to these action pics. So this was a difficult part to machine. We've got all these curves, and you know, it has to be elevated off the table. The other option would have been to screw it down to a spoil board, but you know, that's really it's not an option, because you don't want to put screw holes in your workpiece, and you know, all of the material is getting parted, so there's no meat left to hold anyway. You see the table here is set up in a matrix, the grid pattern, so you're limited to where you can put these pods to elevate the part. Well, while I'm here, big ups to Mike McLaren, Better Vacuum Cups out of California, Orange County. This is his cup, the green down here. We came very close to nicking it. I've nicked a few. It's not fun. These cost about $3.50 a piece, but you know, they're my favorite. They're the best. I've used lots of them. lots of aircraft aluminum and real fancy, expensive $800,000 units. But like I said, this is about $350 retail, and I came very, very close to nicking it about a 1/4 inch. You can see we're right on it here, and there's even one closer down here, but we don't have a good picture of it. Yeah, they work great. Blown rubber, injection molding. Like I said, I've used them all, and Mike, you make the best. So props. Yeah. So like I said, there are 2 of these. This is an unfinished face. It'll look better once you run it through the planer. And just beautiful. The table's going to look great once it's done, so I'll get some pics once it's assembled and finished, so check back and I'll throw a link up in the description. You know, once you throw some finish on that grain's going to pop. It's hell of a table. This is the final pass. We of course went around once to drop all of the all-fall, and the finished pass to go and clean it up and give you the final dimension. Let's say what's up to Santiago and Pedro. They were there to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes. They were my spotters, doing all the heavy lifting. Did a great job, guys. And here we go. Vortex. This is a Viper 3183 3/4 inch compression bit. You have your down spiral on the top of the cut and your up spiral on the bottom of the cut. That resin really kind of caked on. Someone had to send that one in for service. Maybe they'll do it for free for the plug. Yeah, right. They're tough, but they're the best. Did a great job. Alright, on that note, we will finish her up and let you get on to what you're getting on to. Adios.